And I'm just saying that because knowing why you win and why you lose is everything. If you want to help communicate with your players and max your team out, it's everything, okay? You want to learn to take the right amount of credit, the right amount of blame. If you don't have a definitive idea of why you're winning or why you're losing, then to me, it's almost impossible to make the best decisions about what you're going to do with your team the next day. You got to constantly evaluate where you're at. Now, a lot of that starts again with knowing yourself, knowing what you like, knowing what you don't like.
Ready? So here's the drill. It's a sequence of drills that remind them what individual responsibility means in terms of them playing defense. So very first drill. So you're here. Here. Now, I dribble there, and you slide, and you slide, you slide. I come here. I come into a shooting motion, you jump, okay? And you close the distance. It's clear? Very good. Now, I will swing the ball back, what you do when I do this. And when I rip it, you take, when I catch it and rip it, you make a step back. Exactly, you work with your back foot instead of opening up. You understand what I'm saying? You do the offense, I do the defense, slowly. So I'm here, I slide, slide, slide. You go into a shooting motion, I close it. Now this, very good, okay? Then you start over, I slide, 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 slide. Don't leave the floor, don't jump, don't foul.
All right, so we've got ourselves set up in our shell here. One thing that we want to talk about is what are we willing to live with, what are we trying to take away? We talked about the analytical shots that are very, very valuable, getting to the rim, the free throw line, the three-point shot. We want to force one challenged two-point shot, ideally a mid-range shot, because those are the hardest to make. Typically, if guys are taking mid-range shots, they're challenged. The other part of a mid-range shot that comes into play is oftentimes somebody open on the weak side, and it can be a selfish shot for those guys, because if you were to drive that basketball, do it slowly, please, take 2 dribbles, boom. If you were to pull up there, we can challenge it. If you were to beat your man and get to the rim, you're likely looking at a drop-off, a free throw, or the weak side 3. Okay, so we want to force those challenged 2-point shots. That's what we're willing to live with 99% of the time.
I'm big on building relationships, getting to know the players on a personal level. That way I could tell them the truth as I see it. Because if you don't tell the players the truth, there's no way that they're going to get better. There's just no way that your team or your organization can continue to improve, because you got to tell them the hard truths. You know, our jobs as coaches is tell the truth as we see it. But without the relationship, it's going to be tough, right? Because they're going to take it personal. You just got to let them know that it's coming from a good place.
All right, so now we want corner threes as well. So now you're patient at the rim. So as this basketball gets moved up the floor, it's hit, and now I'm pinning in, he's patient, we get our corner 3. And we'll get down to the breakdown. It could be a pin in, it could be a circle cut. So I've got the 5-man's position. 2 is down the floor, you're just behind me, 5. So rather than me pinning, I go to step to pin, go ahead, like I'm gonna screen for you, and I'm a face cut, all right? Or we're same size players, and now you set the back screen for me. I'm down the floor, and you're a pop. So all these things we would break down, obviously individual, we're just going through a bunch of stuff, but the concept being in this action, are we occupying all 5 defenders at the same time?
What we want to do is that when this guy goes up, we want to be connected, hand on, so that when this screen happens, I'm in position so that when he comes off, as a big, I'm thinking, he can't break the paint, okay? He's coming off, I want to try to take 1, 2 slides, and I want to try to make him play east and west. The roll is going to be absorbed by the low man. That's not his responsibility, the big that's in coverage. The roller's going to get behind you. Your job is to impact this ball. We want to make him play side, and then your job is to keep pursuing back in front so I can release and get out. That's how we want to play pick and roll coverage. It's an adjustment we made 2 years ago. We switched from a drop to being more aggressive, and we thought that gave us a lot of success, okay?
Try and become a coach whose players never want to let them down. When I read about the great coaches in all of sports, many times their players will say something about them like, I just didn't want to let her down. I just didn't want to let them down. That's the level you got to get to. And I think the best way to get to that is when someone knows that you as the coach believe in them, that's when the magic of their potential can come out. Sometimes these 4 words are the most powerful words a coach can use. I believe in you.
Okay, we go back to Zach Collins. 3-point shooting, better finishing around the rim. The drill we would use for him is, come on up here, slide corner, hit him. Good. Give me that ball. You just shot it. You just throw a shot. Now you're going to flash hard, cut in the middle, take another ball, bounce it to him, touch shot. Right there. You're going to turn, just a little touch shot. Okay? You have to make 10 of those. Corner 3, touch shot. Corner 3, touch shot. The reason we do that, to move them around, is because it's easy just to do this. But when you get a guy in a game, they're all over the place. Right? They're going to move and they're cutting, they're here. We try to simulate that in our drilling. Okay, so everything you're doing to develop drilling, yes, the fundamentals have to be there. Yes, you can do the ball handling stuff to warm up. Do all that stuff, that's fine. But this is where guys get better.
But we want to create that screening angle where we can get the lower half, and we talked about when we want to go under. When you want to create a trigger, we want to take away unders as much as we can, and the screening angle is the most important thing. And the amount of time we spend offensively teaching screening is very underrated. It's one of the biggest factors in creating offense. We got to get a good screen. We got to force an over. Okay, so if I'm you, as much as I can, if I'm below the level of the ball already, I want to get into his body a little bit, and I want to create some separation. And once I get that separation, I'm hunting for that lower half right here. If I can get this lower half and force an over, go ahead, you're coming off. Yeah, now as the big is there defensively and I start to roll, now that weak side's got to help. Okay, and once that weak side starts helping, once we move it, now we've created rotation from there.
This we call 5, and it's basically 5 out. It's a really simple way. If you have 5 good shooters on the court, you're going to dribble the ball to the wing. He's going to have to guard you. But what you're going to do is you're going to step out to the top of the key. You're going to move to that wing. And now all of a sudden in the 2-3 zone, swing the ball back here, you can make this shot, but he's going to have to play you in the 2-3 zone. And then he's going to be wide open. You're going to have to go out and play him. And then the next pass to the corner, he's wide open. So it's just going 5 out versus the 2-3 zone. The key being to have a shooter to step out. Let's try to run that. We'll run it on both sides of the floor.
All right, one good development drill, just working on attacking the basket. Kind of talked about this when I was doing it by myself. I'll take the ball. So guard, just kind of stand right here in the paint, or right there at the nail. So I take about 1 dribble, and then you're closing out on the pass, okay? And we're just playing live. So you're going to have a little bit of an advantage, right? And you're going to have a little advantage. You want to cut them off. Now, you're coming over to stop the ball. I saw Darnell talking about this. You're coming over to stop the ball, and we're starting to build that relationship that we just talked about in our offensive philosophy and style of play, right? Now, let's bring it back. Let's put a third guy on this side. I'll guard you. Okay, I just swung it to you. Now you're attacking. Okay, now we're working together. Just go slow. Now me and you are playing, right? Me and you are playing. Skip through. Now, boom, I'm here. So just different ways to do it, right? You could throw the pass to the slot, or you could just put the guy in the corner. Throw it to him in the corner, put a guy in the dunker, put another guy in the corner. And it's a good way. Attacking closeouts is the game of basketball, right? You're trying to create an advantage so that you can attack a closeout and attack a defense in recovery.
He's got to make sure you get that ball off. Got you, going baseline. Nice. Right there, now you're getting corner. You're good, don't worry about the rebound. Now you're going there. Nice. All right, we'll do it again. Hey, that's why we're working, all right? We'll do it again. Same 3 guys, we're doing it again. And quite honestly, in this situation in the NBA, it's probably a lob. All right? Give me that one too. Let's see if we get a little bit more rhythm of this. Go ahead. Boom. Nice. Get that ball off. Don't worry about the rebound, big fella. Nice. Don't worry about the rebound. Got you right there. Nice. That's fine. That's fine. So, obviously, when you do it with your whole team, you have 3 lines at half court. You can get through it really quickly. In 5 minutes, you can get a bunch of layups. You can get a bunch of good passing, working on different passes. You can do both sides of the court.